Well, my dear friends, before I begin my very long sermon, it's long today. There's something I want to share with you. I don't believe in coincidence. I just don't. It's an Irish thing, I guess. And the first reading is chapter 31, the end of the book of Proverbs in the Old Testament. The man who wrote that, I'm sure he had a job, he had to feed his family, but he had a vocation too. He was trying to put together the wisdom of his people to give to his kids. That's why it's called wisdom literature. And at the end of his life's work, he penned this poem to the woman he loved. I find it interesting that her praises have been sung for over 2,000 years and no one knows her name. And I find this not to be a coincidence in that we have the 25th wedding anniversary of two people actually love each other. And so I just thought I'd point that out to you. Sometimes God has a way of arranging things when we couldn't arrange it ourselves. And now for the long homily. Yes. I was going through some research, and for the strangest reason, I came across an article that had a legend written in it. The legend was the legend of the animals and the birds. You see, after God created all the animals of the woodland and all the fish of the sea, they were all very excited. And they were trying to figure out, what did it feel like to be alive? Because they were just created. And so a lot of the animals discovered they had legs. They could run, they could jump, they could go backwards. And they were happy and excited. And the fish of the sea discovered they had fins. They could swim in the depths of the ocean and the sea and the lakes. Everyone was happy except the birds. The birds were upset. You see, they only had two wee little legs about that size. And they couldn't run. They could just hop a few paces, and then they were all tired out. And they had these encumbrances on their back they didn't know what to do with, but they knew it was heavy. These things. And so they were saying, what kind of God created us to put this burden on us? Well, time went on, a very short time, and one of the birds discovered if he tried to raise his wings and flap them, the wings would take him up into the air. And so he did that and got up a little higher and higher and higher until he was soaring above all the woodlands. Another bird did the same thing. Pretty soon they all did it in their own time. And the sky was filled with their song of joy of being able to fly, something that the other animals could not do. It was their special gift. Now you're going to say, where are you going with this? You see, the gospel is about talents. And whether we believe it or not, God gives each person unique talents. It might seem that they lead a life the same as everybody else, but everybody is unique. Everybody uses the talents they have. And God smiles, and they learn how to soar in the sky And that's what I want you to think about. See, this parable is once upon a time that Jesus spoke about. But I think we need to think about the talents God has given us. And sometimes those talents seem like burdens. But it's only by dealing with the burdens that we discover how unique we are and how blessed we are to see those talents and the talents in others. Now, Charles and Susan are going to renew their vows. And it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. But their love is different because they are two different people than others. And their relationship is different because they are different, and their journey of life has been different. For no two people are exactly alike, and the adventures of life are different for each person. And so there was a time, once upon a time, when they saw each other and they recognized in each other their uniqueness, the love they had in their heart for the other, and the love the other had for them. And by using that unique gift, their life has been full and cherished. And yes, they do have family. Tall, fine-looking son and two beautiful daughters. So that's what I want you to think about. What talents has God given you? Where do you see it? When do you use it? And can you see the talents in each other and other people around you? For me, this is a personal thing. You see, I've been here 31 years, and I know a lot of the people here, not all of them. That's not possible to know 14,000 people. But I've seen all of you in good times and bad, in sickness and health, in life and death. I've seen you laugh, as you fell in love. I've seen you the day of your marriage. I've seen you as you held your infant children shortly after birth. And those are all separate talents that you have. I've seen single people struggle. What am I going to do with my life? And they discover the talents they have that allows them to lead fruitful lives, not necessarily alone, but fruitful lives nonetheless. I've seen you lose spouses in death. And when you wondered, how can I get through the next day or the next week or the next month, and what am I going to do? And I've seen you discover the strength you have in your heart and your soul to cherish your loved ones and to continue with their memory the journey that we call life. We all talk about this virus. I've been going in and out of the hospitals and nursing homes around here for 31 years. But it was the virus that made me stop and see how strong and valiant the people are who work there. Not just the medical staff, the doctors, the nurses, the radiologists, but the support staffs too. Courage and heroism. So that's your homework for this week. Discover the talent God gave you that is unique to you. And during this Mass, to give Him thanks for that. because that's what Thanksgiving's all about.